Hi, I'm Code from DingDongDB,
Hey, I'm Zones, also from DingDongDB.
and welcome to our Set 16 unboxing video.
Set 16. Uh, can you remind me, Code, what is in set 16?
So, Set 16 is New World Genesis, our actually first set with the Super Evolution mechanic.
Oh, wait, New World Super Evolution. That's the Worlds Beyond set, right? So it's the set that came out the same time in Japan as Worlds Beyond. So that means it's got like the new Worlds Beyond characters, a lot of the new cards from Worlds Beyond.
But we also have three festive cards and three wasteland cards, one going to each class, just to help polish up those older archetypes.
Oh, right. Okay. So that is a lot of new exciting cards. So out of these cards, aside from like the big box U's or the SP, what are we kind of looking forward to hitting here today?
So for me, as a Beast Forest enjoyer, I'm very much looking forward to Baby Carbuncle because Beast Force is honestly a pet deck of mine, and Baby
That's a good
Carbuncle's
one.
Baby Carbuncle is definitely very important to that.
I
What
see.
what about
And
you?
okay. Well, we're both Forest mains, so it's kind of hard to shy away from the favoritism here. But I am a huge fan of Orcus, so I'm really hoping we see the U Orcus. That art is amazing. She's holding her cat plush, and she's like going on an adventure. Uh, and puppets are kind of in a downward slump right now, but like I'm really hyped for the potential that archetype has. So yeah, a U Orcus would be chef's kiss.
Mm-hmm. I definitely agree. But Bushiroad has actually sent us two boxes to open, so without further ado, let's get right into it. Okay, so we have two boxes here. Let's just hop right into it.
Yep, two boxes of set 16 New World Genesis and
Ooh.
okay.
We have the Daria box topper. Oh, it's Dimension Clan, right?
Yeah. You know the who's on the artwork for these packs, by the way?
It's our favorite Shadowverse Worlds Beyond cards.
Do okay. I've already seen some of the packs, but I mean, yeah. Alrighty. Well, that's Cerberus. So what will be in the Cerberus pack?
The first pack
You,
here.
you don't open it with the pult.
Huh.
You can be like I know people say you can damage the cards with that, but if you're careful about it, it shouldn't be a problem.
I can also see figures.
Okay.
So first
Alrighty.
pack.
Alright. Oh wait, you're spoiling it. You're spoiling it. All right, we can go through these cards one by one. Silver Cloud Dragoon,
We have
Luminous
Luminous
Lance
Lance
Trooper,
Trooper. Sorry,
the
the Penguin
Penguin. I
Wizard.
don't remember the Penguin's name.
You have Dark Haven
Darkhaven.
Grace.
Yeah, that one is honestly pretty nice and sealed. Some of these cards look unexciting, but let me tell you, they can be a terror when playing your release event. So keep in
Yeah.
mind what they do.
Sturdy
Snowman.
Green. It's
Yeah.
This is not the only card that soft locks an opponent's card.
Well, correct. We'll see that when we get to it. And probably okay,
Our
Leah
mascot.
Bellringer Angel.
Our
Yeah,
mascot.
Ding Dong DB herself. That's pretty good. And the Evo is Alu. Is it Alucard this time, not
No, it's
Aluzar?
Vlad.
Oh, it's Vlad. Okay, well, honestly, they're like all vampires anyway, right?
Yeah. Some of the cards are very, very powerful in field. The Golden
Golden.
Melody.
Yeah. So that's part of a cycle of all the spells with each of the wards, right? And they all have this ability that goes off when you've evolved this turn. Whoa. Wow. Let's not skip ahead too much. Luminous Magus, that goes with the Lance Trooper. They have a deck built around them.
So, you were talking about the ward, and
Mm-hmm.
we got Glade and his Evo. You know.
Right. But yeah, the wards are like this series of like characters that went on an adventuring party, right? And there's like 8 of them. mentioned in the first set of Worlds Beyond lore. They'll have a signature spell, and they actually don't do anything unless you evolve them. They also have Super Evo, one of the 2 cards per class with Super Evo. But their signature spells do bonus things if you have evolved this turn.
I think they also don't like Phil Dow for the most part.
No, I think they're definitely friends. I don't know where you would get the idea that they're like hostile or anything. Literally, the word hostile planted somewhere. That's the rumors.
Okay.
Okay, fish.
Fish. Another
Well,
token sword card.
yeah, rather luminous oceaneer. Okay.
And our first
Oh, that's our
legendary.
first legendary. Okay. This is what
This
is
card
the
is
name of that
scary if
card?
you can safely
Can
set
you
it up.
can you can you read the name because I can't actually see it here.
It's Ruler of Cocytus.
The Ruler of Cocytus. Yeah. There's a lot of 6s on that card, which is kind of ominous.
You know,
Um.
nothing behind that at all.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
If you can safely
Uh,
set it up, it's scary. I think the only deck that I can really see safely setting it up is Amulet through the
that's
Seraph effect.
yeah, but like I can't do anything with the payoff here. I've been cooking up something with it, which is to take advantage of the fact that you can keep putting Silent Rider back in your EX area with certain cards. I could
Ha
try to,
ha. Chorus.
I spoiler alert, that was supposed to be an exercise to the viewer to figure out how to do that. Alrighty. Another pack.
Okay. Our fairy staple.
Good Fairy of the Pond. She is a very good fairy indeed, in fact. Iron
Fairy
Crown
Crown
Majesty.
Majesty.
This one thing that's really nice about Iron Crown Majesty is you've noticed the sword cards all care about having the differently named officer tokens. Iron Crown Majesty has a mode on it that just creates all 3 differently named officer tokens. So it's gonna make it really easy to play that strategy. Probably one of the most important cards. And the base
Also,
for Apollo.
our anti-aggro tech. We actually
uh,
received his evolution earlier, but
Apollo
I
is going to be a very important card in this set and future sets. Me too.
we have Feral.
Mm-hmm.
This card, Blessed Fairy Dancer version 2.
I don't think she's nearly as good as BFD though.
It's Aaron,
Oh,
our first actual Crystallian support. That's not just
is
Lily.
that true? I was gonna say Lily is Crystallian support.
I guess a better way to put
Right.
it is our first bit of the new wave of Crystallian.
Well, she's a Crystallian searcher, which we haven't had yet.
Yeah.
I also like that she can freeze an enemy minion for a turn, follower for a turn. Pardon the language there. And
We're all card
Amalia,
game players here.
that Amalia nowhere near as obnoxious as she is in Worlds Beyond, fortunately.
Still pretty good though.
I think so. I don't know. I feel like the token deck is just a potential thing. Her problem is that she doesn't actually generate any tokens, so she's only off, which makes sense for how much she costs. But like, I don't know. The deck has an interesting balance of like setup and payoff for what it does.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, one of my least favorite cards in the game in digital. But I think it's a lot more reasonable in paper, and that's why we love Shadowverse Evolve.
Oh, 7 cost support. And more
Yeah,
7
and
cost
speaking
support.
of 7 cost support, well, Genesis Dragon is a
Just,
tech option, but yeah.
Yeah.
But it is a dragon card that costs 7 or more, so ready. This pack seems to be a bit of a fighter.
Yeah. We have Iron Fist Priest.
This card does something very different from what it does in digital, by the way.
Baby
Have you read
Carbuncle!
what its evolved does? Baby Carbuncle. That's a pretty exciting card.
I have read its Evolve.
Yeah. Oh, another pair. Do
Oh,
you is that actually the trend that the ward comes with its evolution in these? We're 2 for 2 on that. I'm gonna keep track of that mentally.
yeah.
So Ronavero also right is a ward. They have a super evolve on the top of their evolution.
They are really introducing a lot of cards that like soft lock an enemy follower.
Yeah, well, I mean Haven just has cards that like stun um the follower
Salamba,
for his
right?
turn
As well.
completely, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So we have another fish.
Fish.
We have a Larala,
Hmm.
Emilu, and we have our first premium card.
Yeah, the golden no melody. It's extra golden.
Yeah. And then speaking of
Right.
Crystallian, we have Aaron and Flip. Well, Aaron's
Yeah.
evolved.
And I think you mentioned also turning a follower into a 1/1, which I think is represented by making them a snowman. And as you can
Yeah.
see, Lily is just the way more proficient one at making people into snowmen than any rune player could accomplish. No bias here.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Okay. Haven't seen any super legendaries or use yet. Let's hope for some good luck.
Shadow
Shadow
Memorial. Another
Memorial.
Carbuncle.
Another baby carbuncle. That was a very nice card. Another 7 cost support there. That one's actually really funny. Because as long as you can pay 2, I don't think it matters when you discard that card. It's not only on your turn.
Correct. And there's Rodeo.
Oh, Rodeo evolved, but the base for Zirconia. So it is not guaranteed that you get the base of the ward with their evolution. But the Rodeo evolve is pretty neat. Rodeo. I think we've seen Ronavero. And so Rodeo is the other card for Haven that has a super evolution effect. And I believe Rodeo searches for amulets on both of his evolutions.
Yes.
Amulets of various costs.
He's actually pretty core to the new iteration of Amulet with Sarah.
I've also noticed he has a Luminary trait. Is that new to this set? Do you know?
Luminary is not new to this set. We actually have some set 10 cards that have it, but the Anathema, or Anathema, I believe?
Yeah.
Is new.
Anathema. Yeah. Okay.
Is that...
Wait.
Is that, it is!
Oh!
It's Anagrea!
Are you ready, Code?
Right behind you, Zones.
Yeah.
That is the iconic set 1 line for Shadowverse Worlds Beyond.
And if you are an academic enjoyer, then Anagrea is a huge piece of support. They really help you bridge the gap between the 10 academic cards in your cemetery and 15.
Honestly, it's pretty good even at 8, because
right.
Storm from their fanfare.
Ave, another Vlad.
Oh,
Deepwood Whispers. Hey, stop peeking. Oh. Okay. So this is actually, I believe.
How would you pronounce this? Jin?
I think it's Gine.
Gine.
Yeah. But I think this is one of the cards that's unique to Shadowverse Evolve, right? In terms of
there's
characters.
No iteration of her at all in either Shadowverse Classic or Worlds Beyond.
Yeah. And she is incredibly strong. I think one thing to notice when playing Festive is that almost all of your followers, when you spend 2 coins to get them out, end up only replacing 1. There's a few other ways to get 2, like if you Hero of the Hunt for Takatsumi, but Jine will generate 2 coins when summoned, so especially with Giamon in play. So get that economy flowing with your summons. A very good card to have. That's the highest rarity for her. Oh, speaking of,
Oh, there's the other festive support.
actually, there's 3 total, but there
Oh,
is another one, yeah. And so Nazuri, this is a card that I've been brewing with a bit, since we have all these sneak peeks into future cards. She is entirely meant. You can tell by her raccoon theming, she is entirely meant to work with Hozumi. In fact, she might as well say search your deck for a Hozumi. Although one thing that's nice about Nazuri is that she doesn't necessarily have to search Hozumi. So, very Oh, did we go through a whole box already?
yes, we are actually
Oh,
on our
okay.
second box.
Wow. Okay. Nice variety of cards. Yeah, I mean, the festive decks are a lot of fun. Although one is definitely
Oh,
a little bit
there's the
stronger
other
there.
thing.
Oh,
There's Cerberus.
Cerberus, everyone's favorite dog. 3 dogs.
Well, her and her puppets.
Alrighty.
Tomorrow, Shooting Carbuncle. I see something else in the future.
Okay. Oh, hey, you like that card, right?
Yes, she's our box art,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, she's very pretty.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have too much else to say.
Well, she is so I mentioned that every class has 2 Super Evolving cards, and Olivia is one of the 2 for neutral. And so I guess we'll see if we get her Evo. But a lot of her abilities are tied to being evolved. I do believe she has a fanfare effect. I don't remember off the top of my head what it is.
Her fanfare simply draws a card.
That's
We'll
pretty
see if
good.
we'll see if we get
Yeah.
her super evolved.
She's like Bellringer with fewer steps.
Class,
Oh,
no.
got a little bit of blur there. That's fine. Okay.
Ooh,
Reno.
Amelia.
Amelia. That's another pack art. Amelia is one of the super evolutions for Sword. Although I feel like she's the one you're going to use a lot less.
Well, she is core to the token sword archetype
Yeah.
because she provides a consistency in terms of grabbing what you're missing, honestly.
Right. But she doesn't grant your tokens Storm, so I think she's going to be super evolved a little less often than.
But she does snowball a board. If the single one's left
Right.
on board, plus four is nothing to scoff at.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
Oh.
nearly.
Yeah. I think it's just like Neural. I'm not sure.
Neural?
Nerla? I'm not sure because I've been saying the Japanese translation for too long. This card's really exciting. I mean, I think Dragon players have been looking for ways to ramp forever, and she kind of promises to be one. But really, I think she just offers a little too much counterplay for the opponent. What's really cool though is if we see it, her evolution stat line is ridiculous. uh,
We'll see. We'll see.
yeah.
And that's
Okay.
on
William, Maeve, Shield Guardian token. That's one of the 3 kinds you need. A Luminous Magus, another Bale, and okay, so there's the Zirconia Evo to go with the base one we pulled earlier. And yeah, so I mean, I think Zirconia is incredible, right? She's just Floral Fencer, but better. But then yeah, and on top of that, Super Evolve to give 2 Officer tokens +1/+1 in Storm. She doesn't need you to have all 3, right? So that's really important. And just granting Storm. I mean, that's a great keyword. Yeah. Another Golden Note Melody. Another
Samurai.
Samurai. Another William. Another Maev. Godwood Staff. I think that's an interesting card, at least. There's very, very funny stuff you can do with this card.
Especially with Giant Elephant. Or King
I think
Elephant, rather.
King Elephant. I think that's the main card you do. That's funny. Yeah. And Homework Time. This card is quite incredible. It offers a lot of
Honestly,
acceleration
consistency.
and board control. I think it's less consistency and more speed for academic decks because of. But I mean, I guess they're kind of the same thing for academic. The faster you go, the more able you are to win. No, I think the consistency card is not here yet, unfortunately. Another
Zahar. Is this
Yeah.
the consistency card you were talking about?
Well, that's the consistency card for 7-cost Dragon. Yes.
Oh, and then also Miss Miranda for academic.
That card is quite good, yeah. And Khan, I think he is.
Definitely.
I've been glazing Zirconia a fair amount, but Mukan is actually the strongest card out of the wards. By a long shot. If we see a Zevo, we can explain why.
I think that Mukon genuinely revitalizes Departed. At least in terms of how much damage it can afford.
I'm gonna disagree with that because I don't think that deck revitalizing implies that deck suffers some kind of decline, and it has not on any amount of decline. The deck is incredible, but Mukan just pushes it over the top. Alright, Apollo, Juno.
And the Iron Fist Priest is very punchy.
Yeah, I mean, when you evolve him, he does 4 face damage. It's just so weird. Like, instead of doing any form of removal, which is what you'd expect a Haven Evo to do.
I think.
Alrighty.
I think that we should see more. We haven't seen any Abyss legendaries, right?
Is that true? I suppose not. I mean, you have them in front of you.
That's true. I mean, we do have them in front of us. Here's
Oh,
the ward's favorite person.
Yeah, filled it out. Oh, wait, he has ward, right? He does have ward.
Yes.
Is he the only ward with ward?
I do not think so, but
I think he is. I think he's the only ward with ward, and that's really. I think they realize that he is the true ward because he is a ward with ward. Philip Dow, as we like to call him.
Philip Dow.
Another penguin.
Another Dark Haven.
Another barrel. Fire Drake. Well, is this only created by Little Miss Dragon Nanny?
That is correct. That is the only source of that weapon so far.
And Salefa. You know,
Speaking
when
of
I saw
walking-
Salefa cost 2, I was really excited. And then I realized she didn't, like, deal 3 damage to the entire enemy board and heal me for 3. Then I was a little disappointed.
But I still think she's pretty good. She offers
probably.
walking. And,
Yeah,
you know, you can delay till Themis.
that's true. Locking down enemy boards is a play pattern that works really well with having board wipes. That's something that's available to Haven. Alright, black.
Edelweiss.
Shiny Edelweiss. Okay.
What are your
the new
thoughts on
Prism
Edelweiss
Priest-
as a card?
Well, I don't know, because I don't really know what Earthright needs. But I can tell you what confuses me, and that's the fact that she has the Golem trait. Like, what I feel like she should be a mage, or maybe an alchemist, right? Because she's like the Earthright person out of the wards. Well, she's a Golem. Does that mean, like, I feel okay? So the intuitive explanation, and what like you would say if you're a reasonable person, unlike me, is that it's because she summons golems, right? Like she's got golems in her art. But like I feel like the real reason is she is a golem, and that's what they're not telling you. So just new lore drop on this reveal. Edelweiss is in fact a golem person. That's
It
what I
could
think
be,
of
you know,
Edelweiss.
the character in the back.
No, she's a golem.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
Along with Tetra. She and Tetra are golem sisters.
Ooh, there's Lapis.
Okay. This is a weird card. Oh, and I
And
don't know
the
how to say that
best
card's
symbol.
name. It's like Zvinzda or something.
Zizben?
Zizvin, yeah. That card is quite silly. Lapis is really weird though, because she starts off as an amulet
It turns into a follower.
and turns into a follower, yeah. Which is, I think, she's the only Lapis that works that way. Of all of Lapis's different ways that she works.
That's correct.
Right, because in digital, we had a Lapis that started off as a follower, and then if anything other than transformation happened to her, if she left the field in any way, she would become an amulet. And now we have Last Pack Magic, let's go.
Last pack.
It's something cool. Maybe an Abyss Legendary.
Yeah. Just to, you know, shore out everything.
Larala, Amilu, another,
and
and summoning Orthrus. Oh, and it's a pair of Ward and Evo. Yeah, I mean, you know, Liu Fang, interesting card. Thank you, all you wonderful viewers, for joining us along on this box opening. We're trying this out for the first time on the DingDongDB channel, and so it was a lot of fun, and we hope it was a lot of fun for you guys, the viewers, as well.
Definitely was very fun to unbox the cards. I'm especially looking forward to Beast Forest, my personal pet deck.
And speaking of things we're looking forward to, if you have any feedback or concerns, any comments about how we could better serve the content to you, any ideas for what we can do, feel free to leave those in the comment section down below.
And don't forget to smash that like button and ding dong ring that bell.
Alrighty, and on that note, bye bye everyone, and hope to see you next time.
Bye bye!